Welcome to Spotlight Sessions, where we shine a
What's
light
your
on
story?
incredible individuals. What does accessibility mean to you?
What's your mission? Welcome all to accessiBe's Spotlight Sessions, where we shine a light on incredible individuals and organizations and the work that they do. I'm your host, Josh Basil. I'm a C4-5 quadriplegic, paralyzed below my shoulders, and a power wheelchair user. I'm the Community Relations Manager at accessiBe and a passionate disability rights advocate and trial attorney focused on breaking down barriers to access and inclusion for people with disabilities. Today on accessiBe Spotlight Sessions, we're joined by Steve Gurney, a board member of Blue Ridge Adaptive Snow Sports, Inc., also known as BRASS. Welcome, Steve.
Welcome. Great to see us, Josh.
You as well, and I'm excited to have you on and for share more about yourself and BRASS. So let's do it. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, personally, I am the father of two children, and in my professional job, I'm the founder of the Positive Aging Community, which is a community of older adults, their loved ones, and influential senior living professionals. And we strive to make the world a better place for older adults and families and people making aging-related decisions. But for the context of today's discussion, I'm a board member of Blue Ridge Adaptive Snow Sports, which is an adaptive snow sports program that's at Liberty Mountain Resort right outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
And tell us kind of more about kind of what BRASS does at the mountain, obviously adaptive skiing, but like talk more about
Great.
who you help, who you serve.
Yeah, so Blue Ridge Adaptive Snow Sports, as we know, and I'll refer to it as BRASS from here on out, is a program that's designed to help people of all abilities enjoy snow sports. And it's a wonderful nonprofit program with the support of Liberty Mountain Resorts and Vail Resorts, who's the parent company that owns Liberty Mountain. And we generally, we operate, we're volunteer driven and volunteer led. We've got an amazing team of volunteer instructors that help people with a variety of different disabilities enjoy snow sports. And that could be somebody in a wheelchair enjoying sit skiing, and it could be a child that has a developmental disability or a cognitive impairment enjoying snowboarding or skiing. Could be somebody who's blind. It's just wonderful every weekend to just see individuals and families out there on the snow in enjoying these fun winter activities in a safe environment.
What got you initially connected and like inspired you to join the board?
Well, I got involved in this accidentally in that I have two young children, and well, they're not young anymore. They're almost adults, but back about 12 years ago when they were 6 and 3, I wanted my kids to be outside all weekend enjoying the outdoors. And so I thought it would be a good idea to become a snowboard instructor. I liked snowboarding. I'd never been a snowboard instructor before. So this was something totally new. So I went up to Liberty. I went through the training. I got coaching, and I passed the test, and now I was officially a snowboard instructor. And as I was sitting there in the lineup, I would see these incredible individuals helping people with disabilities enjoy snow sports. And so I inquired on how could I get involved. And I was able to volunteer that first season a couple of times. And then because I'm a snowboarder, and because adaptive snowboarding is it's still new in general. And I felt that I needed some training. I went out to Colorado and I became a level 1 certified adaptive snowboard instructor. And I came back to Liberty the following season and I said, hey, I got this certification. Can I get more involved in your program? And they said, well, yeah, guess what? You're the first person here at Liberty to have that certification. Yeah, come on board. And our founders, Dick and Leslie White, are true pioneers. They created this program out of nothing many years ago. They've since retired and moved on. And our leadership team and our board is doing the best that we can to keep this program operating in their memory and in their honor for being such pioneers in this area. In fact, this past year, they were admitted into the Pennsylvania Snow Sports Hall of Fame for all their efforts in creating this unique and wonderful program.
I love that so much because I've known Dick and Leslie White for many, many years and had no idea that they were the founders of it. The first time I think I ever went sailing after having a spinal cord injury was with Dick, and it was a transformative adventure experience for me. And that's what a great couple.
They're very humble. You would never know that how much time and how much commitment they've given to people with disabilities to enjoy a wide variety of sports that a lot of families don't even realize that their children or their loved ones can enjoy. And in addition to Dick and Leslie, I mean, the team of committed volunteers that we have that show up every weekend and just, block their time off so that other folks can get out on snow or sail or enjoy cycling. Most of our volunteers are involved in this community year round. And like my story, everybody has a unique story, but so many of our volunteers are first introduced to the program because they came up and they took their child up, and they sort of see the magic that happens, and they want their loved one to be there every weekend. So they're sort of like, okay, I'm going to volunteer too. So when my son or daughter is skiing, I'll be learning how to be the best adaptive snow sports instructor as well.
Talk a little bit more about that magic. What are some stories over the years where you've just seen like just incredible things or just memories that just impacted you?
I'll tell you, like, I mean, this has happened multiple times, and we hear this time and time again amongst our volunteers is seeing family members almost in tears in our office or out there on the snow because they never imagined that their loved one could be at a ski resort, getting on a lift, going down a hill, and doing it safely. And I think, for me, that's really what makes it worthwhile is that the caregivers and the family members, this is a caring and taking care of their loved one is an around-the-clock job. And just the 2-hour break of knowing that your loved one is doing something fun and unique with caring, dedicated volunteers, to me, that just, I might be with one of our athletes for 2 hours, but mom and dad, they're, with them, 24/7, 7 days a week.
And so what is, for a lot of our viewers that have never gone adaptive skiing or maybe even been on a ski on a mountain with snow on it, what does adaptive skiing mean? Like, can all abilities do it? Are they, brought up to the top and say you're on your own? Walk us through this.
So there's a variety of different philosophies, and I just, I want to sort of put an asterisk by how I'm going to communicate this might be communicated differently by another adaptive instructor across the country. But the fundamentally, there's a way to teach. there's some really skilled people out there in the PSIA, the Professional Ski Instructors Association, the American Association of Snowboard Instructors, ASI, that have really refined how we teach somebody to ski and snowboard. Okay. Now, in general, that teaching manual has been created for somebody that's, got full range of ability with all of their limbs, cognitively and communicatively there, and it's amazing. I mean, if as a ski and snowboard instructor, if you follow those steps and make some slight modifications, you can usually get somebody to ski or snowboard. Okay, well, when we're dealing with somebody who may not have full abilities of their legs or their arms, or might not be cognitively able to communicate that well, we have to adapt. And so in general, what we're doing is we're taking the fundamentals and we're looking at the person, and we're doing the best that we can to adapt to adapt the way that we're teaching, to utilize equipment, to modify the way that we're communicating. And for a lot of our students, one of the best things that they like about this experience is that instead of going to a big group lesson like you see at most mountains, at our mountain, we try to limit our normal group lessons to about 6. And when I say normal, I don't mean normal. I mean our ski school, our non-adaptive lessons, we try to limit those to 6 students. But learning something with 6 other students can often be really challenging. You might not be able to hear the instructor that well, or you want some one-on-one feedback. So in our adaptive program, most of the time, we've got 2 instructors for 1 student, and that provides extra assistance. It minimizes the chances that that student is going to fall. It also, for us, in adapting and creating a customized experience, it enables 2 instructors to problem solve and to, provide feedback and provide demos and brainstorm on, hey, why don't we use a bamboo pole? Or should we attach tethers to the ski or the snowboard, and play around with that? So I hope that gave you it's not a textbook definition, but it's sort of my own personal view of how we deliver an exceptional experience in our adaptive program.
Well, it's a very unique approach. Every adaptive athlete, every adaptive skier that comes your way, it's a custom approach to make them have a unique experience, a fun experience, a safe experience. And through the volunteers, through the adaptive equipment, like you were mentioning, when I go, I'm legit in a ski sled, and it has multiple skis underneath me to help me keep a little bit more balanced. But at all times, there's always somebody holding on to make sure I don't tip over. And a lot of times when I go, I can tilt my head left and right to help, get in the grooves and go down the mountain. But a lot of times I tell the ski instructor that's with me, it's like, I just want to go for a fun ride. And they just take me on like what feels like a little roller coaster ride. And it's something special to get out of your chair and to do that and experience that and have the wind on your face and just the adrenaline going through your veins. Like it's amazing.
Yeah. And Josh, I'm really glad you reminded me of one of the best things about our program and other adaptive sports programs is that you sort of, just in describing that experience, you stated a goal. I just want to have fun. You didn't say, I want to enter a bi-ski race at some point in time. I just want to have fun. And we really we try to have conversations with the student with the student and caregivers, and we try to achieve the goals that are reasonable and set the expectations. Also, just for the folks that are listening to this, what Josh generally skis in is loosely referred to as sit skis. And there's all different, and in fact, like at our program, we probably have 4 or 5 different types of sit skis, and they come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes there's 2 skis under, which would be referred to as a bi-ski. Other times there's 1 ski, which is a mono ski. There are some products that have a snowboard underneath the sit ski. But working with our students, setting some goals, managing the expectations. Sometimes, let's say that we have a student that comes to our mountain that may have anxiety about doing things new, or they may not be participating in that many sports right now, but they're coming to our mountain and they're interested in experiencing this. It may be for that student on their first trip that we're not really getting in any skis or on any lifts or anything like that. It may be our first session is just, walking around and we're either pushing or gliding on the flat snow so that they can experience what the resort is all about, with the goal, we want them to come back. We want them to say, I want to go back and I want to try to get on the magic carpet, or I want to get on the lift. So that's
awesome, Steve. And when it comes down to, I love asking this question, what does accessibility mean to you?
Okay, again, this is me, Steve Gurney, and not Blue Ridge Adaptive Snow Sports, okay? But for me, I'm a huge fan of universal design. And I don't know if this is how this answer is going to come out, but the concept is that I want to live in a world where we are taking care of, and people of all shapes, sizes, and abilities are able to maximize their independence in our space and the way that we offer our coaching and guidance or services. And this could be a ski resort where it's easy for somebody in a wheelchair to get to the place where we're going to get you out on the snow. But it could be a grocery store where it's easy for that same person to go shopping. And what I like about this is that if we can live in a world that way, then it makes the world better for everybody. The fact that we have curb cuts now, the fact that we have those magical little buttons that we can press and I can walk through a door with my hands full and I don't need to open it up, makes the world better for me, but it makes the world better for somebody that might have a mobility issue.
It makes the world better for everyone, and I love it. So, Steve, thank you so much for being our guest today on accessiBe's Spotlight Sessions. You are awesome and doing incredible work, so thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Josh.
And to all of our viewers, thank you so much for staying to the end. Please hit that subscribe button. Please also follow us at accessiBe_community and continue to having the right conversations around accessibility, access, and inclusion. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.